Dear friends, good evening. There are many people among us in the society who are studious, really interested in acquiring more knowledge to grab deep knowledge in any particular topic which they like. Recently, I read a book written by Ramachandra Guha, a renowned writer, historian of India. The book has been written on the history of India after the independence. The book is big in size, having 900 plus pages. I read half the book. Today I will share with you what I have learned, understood from the first page. It's a single page, one page. The author in this page says about how he was convinced to write a book on the history of India after independence. The book is named India After Gandhi. Ramachandra Guha, he is still active. He issues some statement occasionally on the matters which he think important, which he think concerns the whole country. How he was convinced to write the book, there is a story. He himself says how it happened. Before he wrote the book about which we discuss, India After Gandhi, he didn't have any book readable to general public, because before that the topic he handled was limited one. The topic he wrote on was limited one, confined. The horizon of the topic was narrow. The scope of the topic was, or the area of the topic was narrow. For example, he wrote a book on the present protests in a place nearby Himalaya. This book was very easy to write because yes, it was about the farmers, not about the whole country. Number one. Number two, it was not about everything about the farmers, but it dealt with their protests. Not the all protests occurred in India, all over India, but in a particular place nearby Himalaya. So it was very easy to write a book on the topic. He says in the preface. And also he wrote a few other books on climatology, but it was co-authored. If we house a co-author, then it is very easy to write a book, because we have more manpower and more possibility to collect the raw materials. And also, he wrote a lot of many articles in the American journals, which was published in the USA. What does all this mean is he didn't have a book authored by him and dealing any any topic having a vast area to deal with, to talk about. But to write a book on the history of India after independence, it's a big task. He felt he couldn't write that. Then how he was convinced? This is the story he says in the first page of his preface. He says once he had written a few articles in the American journals, which was published in America. A British publisher happened to read those articles and he got interested. Then he contacted Ramachandra Guha, the author, and accidentally they met in Delhi in a five-star hotel, and they discussed the possibility and the necessity to be written such a book. In the beginning, Ramachandra Guha objected. He didn't nod the assent because he was afraid of. He didn't think he had the capacity, the capability, the skill to write uh, the history of India after independence due to the the vast area the topic is having. So what he desired, he didn't like to write a book on that particular, on such a vast topic. He hesitated, he was reluctant. But the British publisher made him convinced. He was persuaded when the meeting was over, which was held in the hotel in Delhi. The British publisher asked him a few questions. Why don't you have a book which discuss in detail the history of India after the independence? You should have such a book, but you don't have. So who would write if you don't write? This was the question. But he hesitated because the old books he authored was intended to be given or distributed among the academic people, for his students, for his fellow professors, but he didn't write a book for general leadership in the past. That is why he was afraid of. But the British publisher made him convinced, persuaded him. He asked Ramachandra Guha, would you think that a book on the history after India don't or wouldn't interest the young readers? Ramachandra Guha, he couldn't tell no, it wouldn't interest the younger readers. He was not able to show that. So he agreed. He nodded assent, and there was an agreement between Ramachandra Guha and the British publisher to complete the book within 4 years. The agreement was made in 1998, and they agreed that the book would be completed in March 2002. This was the history worked behind. This was the story behind the book India After Gandhi. Dear friends, there are many things interesting in the books written by renowned writers, historians. We should read such books and taste the knowledge. Taste and should taste the, we should enjoy the taste of the books written in detail on particular topics. I would suggest you all should read these books. Thank you.